Welcome to another Inside Music Row. Today we'll check out the Country Throwdown Tour right here in Nashville. We'll also catch up with Colt Ford to talk about his latest album. Finally, we'll sit down with Jada Dreyer to hear about her new music. All this and more coming up Inside Music Row. Hey there, I'm Bailey, and I'm so glad you joined us for another Inside Music Row. We've got a great show today, so let's get started with Brad Paisley. Brad is excited about extending his overseas trip this fall. In addition to playing in Sweden and Norway in November, he's also added a show in Dublin, Ireland. The band Perry is scheduled to join him as his special guest on those international dates. Zac Brown Band has joined the Ram Trucks Road to Ram Jam sweepstakes, which offers fans a chance to win tickets to the December 29th invitation-only show right here in Nashville. The group joins Kelly Pickler, Brantley Gilbert, and Easton Corbin in bringing their fans closer to their favorite charities. Look for the fifth and final artist to be announced later this month. For more information, check out ramjamsweeps.com. Clint Black returned to the small screen last month. In his appearance on Lifetime's Coming Home series, he helped two children write a song about their Army captain father returning home from Afghanistan. Clint was also featured on the PBS series History Detectives as he tried to uncover the story behind an artifact his wife had given him years ago. In the midst of it all, he's still keeping a very hectic touring schedule this summer and working on a new album due out later this year. Phil Vassar has been named the 2012 Distinguished Virginian by the Virginia Association of Broadcasters. He received the honor for his contributions to the state, its citizens, and the broadcast industry. Phil grew up in Lynchburg, Virginia, and the community played a huge part in who he is today. One of his annual programs is a benefit for Miller Home, a place for at-risk teenage girls. Now it's time to go inside the song. We had a chance to talk with Brett James about a #1 song he wrote with Kenny Chesney, which talks about a party from the night before. Here's Brett talking about Out Last Night.
Reality is my 13th #1, which is such a thrill. And to get to write it with Kenny is like the biggest thrill. Kenny and I kind of came up in this business together. He's been a friend for a long time, and we wrote Reality. He had asked me to go to the islands with him on the day after Christmas a couple years ago. And we flew down to the islands, and the first night we were there, we kind of made a night of it. And I woke up and I went out on the deck, and Kenny walked out later, and he looked at me and said, "Man, we went out last night." And so I said, well, maybe that's the song we ought to write today. So we wrote the song Out Last Night, which ended up being a #1 hit for him.
Yeah, we went out last night. One thing started leading to another.
As we roll into August, the concert tours just can't seem to get any hotter. Let's take a quick peek at who's going where and when. It's time for a short little break, but before we go, we have some hot new music up for grabs from Colt Ford. This is his new Declaration of Independence project, hitting stores next week. If you want to enter this week's drawing, head on over to InsideMusicRow.com to get signed up. Now for that break, but hey, don't go away. We'll check out the Country Throwdown Tour when we come back. We'll be back in a sliver.